What's up, everyone? Happy Monday. It's Body by Natalie. I'm back with episode 5 of my cutting series. Today, I want to talk about what all happened last week, where my macros are at, how did I do. Before I show you guys the data and my numbers and what I did this past week, I want to talk about setting boundaries in social situations. I have my notes here so I don't forget anything, but this past week, I went out to eat like 4 days or 5 days, something like that. On Wednesday, I went out for lunch and dinner. I think Thursday, I went out for breakfast. Saturday, I went out for breakfast again. So yeah, I ate out a lot this past week, but every single day, I made sure to hit my macros and I didn't go over, and I want to kind of explain how and why you need to do this. If you are at a job that brings in food, that has food catered to you, or you just need to go out to eat a lot for business, or you like going out to eat, you like going out and drinking, having fun with friends, that's totally fine and it's totally doable, but you need to make the right decisions. So if you go out and every single time you go out, you're eating junk and you're ordering the bad foods and the wrong foods, obviously that's not going to work. But if you do go out and you make wise decisions and you kind of choose your battles, then that's the way to make it fit into your lifestyle. So on Wednesday, I went out for lunch at this bakery called Stroessner's, and I didn't get any of the bakery stuff, but they do have like a little lunch selection, and the only thing that I saw that they had available that I could easily fit my macros and still have room for dinner that night was a salad. And I usually don't order salads at all when I go out. I can't even remember the last time I ordered just a salad, but it was literally just a mixed green salad with tomatoes, cucumbers, carrots. I asked for grilled chicken on top, a little bit of cheese, and dressing on the side. And that's it. I think the calories for that were like 200, something like that, and that was my lunch. And then for dinner, I went out with some friends, and I was able to fit an appetizer. I just had edamame and 2 tacos. So yes, it was still delicious, and I had my eyes on like some triple mac and cheese, whatever the fuck dish that I wanted, but no, I stuck to the 2 tacos and the edamame. That was it. I had my fun. I met up with my friends, and then I just moved on with my day. On Thursday, I went out for breakfast again, and breakfast is probably my favorite meal. And yes, I could have ordered French toast, pancakes. I was looking at all that stuff, you guys, and I wanted that stuff so bad. And I'm not saying that you can't have those things. If you want to fit in pancakes and French toast into your diet, then totally do it. But for me, if I had a ton of carbs that early, I just know myself. I know that I like to eat a lot and eat a lot of carbs later at night. So if I filled up all my carbs in the morning, then I know it would be kind of tricky for me to kind of eat low carb at night because I like my carbs at night. I had Eggs Benedict, and this restaurant and the other restaurant I had on Wednesday both have their menus online, and it has the nutrition facts. So when in doubt, look up the restaurant online, see where you're eating, and then track that first. So if you know you're going to a restaurant for dinner one night this week, go to that day and track that dinner first. Look up the menu, decide what you're gonna eat, and track it into your calories, and then track the remaining of your calories to fit your macro goals, whatever they are. Friday was a normal day. I ate everything at home, my normal prepped meals. Saturday, I went out for breakfast again, and this was a little bit tricky because we went to a biscuit restaurant. So basically all their meals was just biscuits. So yes, a lot of carbs, and I opted for just a plain chicken biscuit. It's called a chicken club, so it had fried chicken, bacon, lettuce, tomato, and then some type of dressing, like ranch, honey mustard, whatever. So I ordered that, but with no dressing. I tried to just keep it as simple as possible. There was a whole different variety of biscuits, and I chose that one because one, I looked up the menu and the nutrition and calories were all on the menu, and two, it was the lowest calorie amount, even just by looking at the description. Even if there aren't any calories or nutrition anywhere, just looking at the description, I could tell that would be the lowest amount of calories because there wasn't a lot of extra stuff thrown in there like sauces, whipped cream, whatever. So I chose that one and I tracked it, and then I tracked the rest of my day and I was able to hit my macro. You need to make the smart decisions, because if I had gone out for breakfast all those days and I started my day off with something that was just really heavy and high calorie and high carb, I know that it would throw me off for the rest of the day. So that's why I stuck to those choices. But if you are the type of person that wants to go out and have their treat every single time they go out, that's fine. Just track it in your calories. And if you have a lot of calories to spare, like if you're bulking or if you're on the upper end of a reverse diet or you're on a diet break, go ahead, splurge a little bit. Within your calorie goal, splurge a little bit. But if you're cutting and you're on lower calories, yes, you can be flexible in the sense that you can choose what you want to eat, but you also want to be smart about it. Like, if you're cutting and you have low calories, do you want to eat half your calories before like noon? No, that's not a really smart decision. So you need to just be conscious about it, be smart about it, and make the right choices. And this kind of ties in with my next topic I want to talk about, food restrictions and when it's okay to say no to certain foods. So following macros and flexible dieting is awesome because you get to choose what foods you want to fit your daily macro goals. But like I was saying earlier, you want to be smart about it. If you're cutting and you're trying to lose weight for summer or just for some event or something and your calories are low, you want to choose high volume, high fiber foods, protein foods to keep you full. Yes, there are some days where you can go off track and maybe eat junk food or like higher calorie food, less nutritious food, and still make it fit your calories, but you just have to think, you're gonna be hungry. You're gonna be hungrier than if you chose something healthier and more filling and has more fiber. So just know that you need to make these conscious decisions. That doesn't mean you have to say no for that food forever, but if you know in your head that if you say yes to that food at that second and it's going to cause you to spiral out of control or fall off track or just ruin your diet for the day or ruin your progress, then it's okay to say no. Don't feel scared. Don't feel anxious. Don't feel like, well, I want to live my life. I want to have fun. You can do all those things, but you don't need to say yes to the bad foods that you know are going to ruin your progress. I'm saying this for you and for myself because I need to hear this and say this out loud like multiple times just for myself. My next topic I want to talk about is snacking, and I'm coming up with these topics because I'm writing them down throughout the week, just whatever I'm struggling with and whatever I think will be good to talk about with you guys. That's how I come up with these topics, and these topics came up for me this past week. So going out with friends, social situations, saying no to foods, and snacking. If you're cooking, or if you're a mom and you're cooking dinner, or you're cooking your kids' foods, or packing their lunches, and you're, snacking on whatever you're packing them, or you're snacking on whatever you're cooking, that's okay. I mean, I do that too. Sometimes I'll be cooking dessert and I'll weigh out myself a scoop of peanut butter and then maybe dip it in one more time, just a little bit. Like we all do that. I know we do. If you can relate, hit that like button. But I know snacking can affect a lot of us, and you just need to remember taking one bite of something is nothing. Don't worry about it. But if you're snacking like continuously throughout the day, every single time you make a meal for yourself, or every time you walk by like a candy bowl at work or whatever, and you're taking it like multiple times a day, you need to realize how much you snack could add up to hundreds of calories. And depending on how much you snack, that could put you at a calorie surplus or your maintenance calories, and you won't lose weight anymore because you've been snacking and adding in calories that you're just not aware. Maybe you don't know how much you're actually eating when you're snacking. So one thing you could do is every time you snack, every time you take a little bite of something, track it and just see how many extra calories you're eating by snacking. So That's something you can do just to be a little more conscious about it, or just say no. This goes back to the whole food restrictions. If someone's like, oh, take a bite of this, or you want a little bite of whatever you're cooking or packing for lunch, just literally say no. Say it in your head, say out loud. It's okay to say no. Don't feel embarrassed, don't feel awkward. Just say no. It's fine. You're doing this for yourself. You're doing this for your goals, for your body. You're putting your own time and investment into this. So you need to say no when you know you have to. Another thing that came up is, should you track or weigh out low-calorie foods like vegetables? And this came up because my sister actually is now one of my clients, and I'm helping her with her meal plan and tracking her calories like I do with all my clients. And she asked me, should she be weighing out and tracking her vegetables or low-calorie foods? And the answer is no and yes. It depends. So if you're on a lot of calories and you're bulking and reverse dieting and you want to just quickly, scoop out some vegetables on your plate, that's fine. If they're green leafy vegetables, spinach, lettuce, broccoli, zucchini, green beans, asparagus, anything like that, those are the lowest calorie foods. So you don't really have to track them and weigh them out. Now, if you're cutting and you're on lower calories, then I would track them, because there are carbs in vegetables. Not a lot, but there are a little bit. And when you're cutting, you want to be eating more of those foods. You want to be eating more vegetables, more high volume foods, because that's what's going to keep you full. So when you're cutting and you're on low calories, I would go to track your vegetables, especially if you're tracking things like carrots, potatoes. The higher calorie vegetables and fruits like bananas and dates and prunes, those have high calories. And yes, it's all healthy for you, but how to lose weight is all about a calorie deficit. And if you're snacking or eating too much of even healthy foods, you're not gonna lose weight, because you're not gonna be in a calorie deficit anymore. So if you're on a cut and you're eating like 100, 200 grams of broccoli, I would track that. Now that I discussed those topics and got all that out of the way, I wanna go over my data from last week and show you guys how I did. So here we go. All right, guys, so this is my data from last week, this chart right here. And if you remember from my last episode, I talked about my diet break where I binged and kind of messed up a little bit, so my weight was a little high. But last week, I dropped it back down to under 170. But this was my period week, so I was already bloated and my cravings were super freaking high, and I binged again on Monday. Not proud of it, but the reason why I weigh myself every day, you guys, and the reason why I don't really stress about my binges anymore is because if you take your weekly averages and you're still lower on your weekly averages, that's progress. So if you see last week, my weekly average was 169, or sorry, not last week, the week before last. And then last week, my average was 168.4. So even though I had this binge, I lost weight throughout the week. So even though you overeat on some days, don't have that next day be what you think you weigh, because it could be off. And like I said, I was on my period, so I was already bloated. My weight was already up. There's nothing I could do about it. But even though I had these binges, my weight from last week was lower. So I did lose weight. I know I just talked about how I went out to eat Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday last week. And yesterday I binged. I was just at home and I was sitting on the couch watching Game of Thrones. I don't know what came over me. I just overate yesterday. So again, I'm not going to stress about it. As long as I'm still seeing progress and this number continues to get lower, I'm not going to stress out about these. Once I see my numbers stall and like totally halt, then I need to try to bring these back a little bit. But again, I'm seeing my number drop still, so I'm not too worried about them. I still know I can do better, but again, I'm not perfect, you guys, and I just want to be totally honest with you and explain to you that I still binge, I still overeat some days, and that's totally fine. Just, I know that I'm doing better, and I know that I have them more in control, so I'm not trying to stress too much about them, if that makes sense. So this was my data from last week. I still lost weight and I'm a little high today because of yesterday, but I'm not going to stress about it. I know that if I just stay on track the rest of this week, I'll be okay. It's not easy for me to tell you guys this and show you guys this, and I could easily lie on my data and, you know, tell you guys I didn't binge and stuff like that. But I want to give you what's accurate. I want to give you the truth, and I want to tell you that I am a binge eater. And I've been a binge eater since high school, and it's not easy for me to talk about this. It's not easy to explain. I know if you're a binge eater right now, you can relate, but I just want to show you that even though you can have binges, you can still see progress. It's not the end of the world if you have a binge. Don't let that one binge set you back a whole week or 2 weeks or even a month, because I've been there too, and it's not fun. This week, my plan is to hit my macros. I did pretty good last week, not binging during the week, so I'm super proud of myself about that. I'm going to the beach on Friday for my old college roommate's baby's first birthday. And I'm gonna see my client Jenny because she is the sister of my old college roommate. So I'm gonna be seeing her this weekend, so that's gonna be super fun. This Sunday coming up is Easter, and I know a lot of y'all are probably stressing about that. Stick really, really good. Try to hit it hard throughout the week, and then on the weekend, pick one day. Don't have it be the whole weekend, because I know it's Easter on Sunday, but it's Easter Sunday. Don't have it be Easter weekend. Don't be eating chocolate eggs all weekend. And I'm gonna remind myself that too. So enjoy your Easter, enjoy your whole week. Make sure to check the links below my Fat Loss Accelerator application. The link is down below in the comment description. Go fill out that application, apply for a spot. The next round of this Fat Loss Accelerator starts next Monday. So in 1 week, the next round starts, and I have 3 more seats open. So if you would like to just know a little bit more about it, get some information, go down below, apply, and at the end of the application, there will be a link to set up a phone call. And this isn't a final decision. This doesn't mean that you're enrolled or anything. It's just a call to chat more about your goals, see which one of my programs would be a best fit for you, and just to see if I could point you in the right directions. If you're liking this content, if you can relate with anything I'm talking about, if any of this is helpful, make sure to subscribe. Also down below, hit that little bell button so you can be notified every time I put out a new video, and I will catch you guys next Monday. So, see ya.